So I think one of the hardest things for a photographer has to be the image critique, right? All the technical stuff is easy compared to having to bare your soul and creativity to have it critiqued. So now this is not to say that you should go out and solely make images to get a good critique. Not at all. You should always make photos that you absolutely love before worrying about what everybody else thinks about. You'll definitely produce a better image when you're personally invested and love the image that you're creating. So it may not seem like it, but I am somewhat introverted. Occasionally I have a hard time accepting compliments and constructive criticism. And I'm sure there are a lot of photographers that are out there that are the same way. It's very difficult sometimes to hear some of these critiques. But this is also why, like, if you follow me on social media, you'll see a lot of thanks type of reply to compliments that I receive on any of my work that's on there. But please, if you do comment on any of my photos and I've given you one of those responses, please know that I really do appreciate the support. Truly I do. But of course, what if you could get a computer AI to give you a critique on a photo? Would you find it easier taking a compliment or a suggestion on any of your photos if it wasn't coming from a human being? So I do have to say, I've been there a few times where I've had to check myself when receiving a photo critique from another photographer. Going back to what I said before about being all weird and awkward about it, that's me. Mainly because the image that I've presented to them in a lot of these cases is something that's really special to me or really means a lot to me. So I get a little weird and awkward sometimes with the compliments and criticism. So before you have to go dive into that supreme amount of uncomfortableness and get a photo critique from another photographer, you can use a plugin that is on ChatGPT 4 called Trey Ratcliffe's Fun Photo Critique. So to start off with, who's Trey Ratcliffe? So Trey Ratcliffe is a professional photographer who's been around for years that has photo credits to him that are kind of crazy to me, like billions of views on Google, millions of social media followers, but he's also a photographer that has one of the first HDR photos that have been printed and displayed at the Smithsonian Museum. Pretty crazy, right? He is considered to be a pioneer in the high dynamic range area of photography, or HDR photography. So he is an expert in these realms. So what he's done, he's actually created his own GPT on ChatGPT based upon all of his writings, his experiences, and knowledge to help provide a photo critique to any photograph that you have submitted. So me being the giant nerd that I am, I'm really geeky about some of these kind of things. So when a friend of mine actually sent me this, I decided that I needed to try this out because I wanted to see what it would do. I ended up submitting 2 photos to it. You can kind of see them right here behind me, and I got critiques on them. So I'm going to go through both photos and I'm going to share the critiques with you just to see what it is that it produced. So come on, let's take a look at these. So as you can see, I've got both ChatGPT windows open here with both images that I ran through the critique. I'm going to start with the window on the left here. As you can see, a higher resolution photo here on the right. I just had to, just so you guys know, I had to size down the images a little bit in order for them to upload correctly because I guess there's a size limit. So I guess throwing, you know, a 50 or 60 megabyte file at it, it didn't like that, so I had to shrink it down so that way it would take it. So the first one was pretty cool. So this is an image that I absolutely love. I had gone out to take a sunset photo and, you know, saw the silhouettes and the reflections, and then adding in all the colors. I was like, this is great, I'm gonna take it. The response to the critique is pretty much the same. These descriptions are very wordy, a lot of great adjectives, a lot of great descriptions to them. So, you know, there was a lot of information that it gave that I probably wouldn't have come up with on my own either. So this was pretty cool. It did ask 2 questions at the bottom that I did not answer this time around. On the second image I did, and I'll get to that one in a minute, but it was pretty cool, and I really enjoyed how it gave compliments to the image. You know, like just the first line, you know, a stunning visual sonnet. Like, you can't beat words like that. That's pretty awesome. That certainly made me feel pretty good about this when I did it. So then for the other one on the right hand side, and I'll bring the higher res image up here on the left, I went through the same process, sized it down. This is an image that I took before a evening with a couple of friends. We were going to shoot sunset, and I was early, so I had seen how clean the lake was and how still the lake was. There was actually a kayaker that was out and about that was causing some ripples in the lake, and it kind of made the reflection of the trees look kind of neat and cool. So I had specifically taken this image so that way when I processed it, I could flip it upside down and have it display like this. So this description and this critique was, much like the first one, gave a lot of really great feedback, a lot of very descriptive words and adjectives in here to describe the image, which I really did appreciate. But the difference is this one actually gave me a few suggestions about using a faster shutter to freeze the detail in the ripples of the water, or to suggest the rule of thirds for my composition. So it was here's the improvement for the rule of thirds. So it was actually pretty cool to be able to get that feedback. So when it asked a question at the end, I made sure to answer it. And of course, the response was equally as descriptive and equally as wordy, if you will, to give me a response. So I'd gone back and forth with the AI several times on this. Overall, it's real simple. I'm going to include a link to this in the description of this video so that way you guys can try it out. But just so you know, like I said, you got to kind of size down your images a little bit, make sure that they're going to fit. Then all you do in the chat bar down here, you click on the paperclip, take your image that you're going to upload, and off you go. It'll give you a description or it'll give you the critique and kind of review, and then you're good to go. So like I said, the link to this will be in the description below. So that's the ChatGPT Trey Radcliffe Fun Photo Critique plugin that you can use to take an evaluation of your own photos. Try it out, play with it, have some fun with it. If you get some good responses, please let me know what they are in the comments below. I'm going to be throwing a few more images into this thing pretty soon, and I want to see what everybody else comes up with as well. I think this is a really interesting tool and a really interesting AI way of using AI to look at your images, and I hope that everybody kind of takes it with a grain of salt, but has a little fun with it as well. So make sure to upload some images in there. Let me know what the critiques that you get are. If you get any good critiques, any bad critiques. Let me know, if it, made you feel uncomfortable, or if you felt better about your work by using that. So, like I said, I keep saying it. Let me know in the comments what you get. Thank you for joining me on this video. I really do appreciate. Make sure to give this video a like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you again next time.